So for 28 to 31, these are all somewhat related to each other, so we're going to have to go ahead and do them all together. So they're all asking us to look at the graph, so the table, which is a graph question. So we're going to go ahead and look at the graph. And then number 28 and 29, these two are going to be detail questions as well. So we're going to have to go ahead and look at the passage. 30 is just a straight graph, and 31, this is a command of evidence question. So that will fuel the strategy that we're going to take for each question. So let's go ahead and read number 28. It says, based on the table and passage, which choice gives the correct percentages of the purines in yeast DNA? So first we have to identify what the purines are, and if you go ahead and look at line 6 to 7, it tells us that the purines are adenine and guanine. So we're going to go ahead and look at yeast in the table. With adenine and guanine, which is 31.3 and 18.7. So we go ahead and find the answer. That's letter choice C. So number 28 is letter choice C. Let's look at number 29. It says, do the data in the table support the author's proposed pairing of bases in DNA? So we're going to have to go ahead and first identify what the author's proposed pairing is. And if you go ahead and look at the third paragraph, they propose that, sorry, not the third paragraph, but the fourth paragraph, the only pairs that are possible are adenine with thymine and guanine with cytosine. So they're saying A equals T and C equals G. These are relatively the same, but they're not always going to be precise. So let's go ahead and look at the table and see if that's true. So we're comparing adenine with thymine and checking that they're really pretty close, and they're only off by 0.4 percentage points. And then we also want to check guanine with cytosine, again only 0.4 of a percentage point. We can go ahead and do that with all of these organisms, and you see that there's only a slight variance with all of these, so it does support the author's conclusion. So if you go ahead and check all the other ones, you'll be able to see that. So C and D are off the table. Let's read A and B to find the difference. A is saying A with T, so it's saying adenine with thymine and guanine with cytosine, which is correct, but this one is saying adenine with guanine, which is not what the author said or what the data suggests. So go ahead and get rid of letter choice B, and so that number 29 will be letter choice A. 30, they're asking us for support to our previous answer, so in a sense this is kind of command of evidence as well, but they want to know sea urchin, and they want the percentages that will prove it. So we're trying to prove that in sea urchins A equals T and G equals C. So we're either taking these options, 32.8 and the 32.1, or we're taking this pair, 17.7 and the 17.3. So we can see that the only option that they're giving us here that is correct is the 17.7 and the 17.3. So that's going to be letter choice A for number 30. 31, they're asking, based on the table, is the percentage of adenine in each organism's DNA the same, or does it vary? And which statement does it proves that? So now they're asking us just to look at this block. And we see that it does vary. So it varies. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of letter choice A and B. And now let's go ahead and check where our answer comes from. So lines 36 to 38, it says adenine, for example, each occur on either chain, but when it does, its partner on the other chain must always be thymine. So that doesn't really give us any information. Let's look at 41 to 45. It says it follows that in a long molecule, many different permutations are possible, and it therefore seems likely that the precise sequence of the bases is the code which carries the genetical information. So yeah, that's the one that's giving us a little more information. It's saying that every organism is different, everyone has a different code, so that's why adenine is different between our organisms. So that's the letter choice D. So to review, 28 is C, 29 is A, 30 is A, and 31 is D.